Hey everyone, okay, so lipstick and bleeding. I'm going to be giving you 3 tips on how to prevent your lipstick from feathering and bleeding. All the 3 tips can be used on their own, or they can be used combined to form a budge-proof lipstick. So let's make a start. The very first one, of course, and this is the one that we kind of neglect to think about. I might give you more than 3 tips. We'll see how I go along. The first one is the more you apply to your lips, the more chance they are of feathering and bleeding. So the best bet is for you to get the most pigmented lipstick that you can possibly find and apply it just once. Applying it just once will mean that there's less on the lips, so there's less to go everywhere. So that is a very simple way of preventing lipstick from bleeding. And bleeding lipstick's a pain, I know. As we get older, it tends to bleed more and more. So you do need to bear a couple of things in mind with regards to that. But a pigmented lipstick is a great way to go. Another way is to use a lip barrier. MAC do a lip erase, which is actually incredibly good and erases the lip color, but it also prevents the lipstick from bleeding out. It's very, very good. Makeup Forever do a lip barrier pencil, which is completely clear and can be used on light or deep skin, so it's not a problem at all. That really, really does work 100%. It's a brilliant product. So both of those products work and can help to prevent the lipstick and gloss and everything else from going elsewhere. Another tip is to apply the eye primer, things that we use to apply our eyeshadows with to help them adhere. Apply a really light coating of that to the lips, then apply your lipstick. That can help tremendously in keeping your lipstick in place. Actually, a really good way, if you've got pigmented lips and they're problematic, oftentimes women of color can have very pigmented lips and different color lips. And if you're looking to erase that, you can use MAC lip erase. Erase the lips with that, then very lightly go over that, very lightly with some primer. You're getting the benefit of both then of erasing color and then the longevity of using an eye primer on your lips very, very lightly. So that's a great way. Another way is to create a barrier. Another way to create a barrier other than the kind of the lip barriers that we have just talked about is to get some powder, and MAC Studio Fix Plus foundation works really well. Just get a brush, you put it in the powder and you trace just on the outline of the lip. That tiny bit of powder goes a long way at preventing the lipstick from going in. It sounds bizarre, it also has the effect of highlighting the lips and making them look more voluminous and full. So that's a great way of doing it. All of these tips can be combined. The other way is to apply your lipstick, and again, go for the most pigmented that you can find or you can afford. Then blot the lipstick with a tissue, that old blot method. Blot it so that all the excess oils are absorbed. Then reapply another layer, blot it again, then with the tissue lightly over your mouth, and just place the tissue lightly over your mouth. Take a loose powder, put that over the tissue. Just take a piece of tissue and pull it apart so it's not a thick piece. Put that over your lips, dust loose powder or pressed powder, whatever, over that, and that will set it. Another way to go about it, see, this is more than 3 tips, this is like 5, isn't it? 5 or 6, is to use a setting spray. A great way of doing this is to, once you've applied your lipstick and any barrier products or anything else that you want to do, especially if you're wearing a red lip and you want to go out and you don't want it to move too much, apply the lipstick, blot, put the thin piece of tissue over your lips, make sure it's really thin, and then with a setting spray, like Scandinavia setting spray, spray this gently across your mouth like that, because you don't want the tissue to be too wet because it's going to fall apart and stick. But it's just enough to very lightly coat the lips and create that barrier that will enable the lipstick to stay put. You don't have to use the tissue technique, but if you're going through it, make sure you're standing right back, because these sprays contain alcohol. You don't want too much of that alcohol on your face, particularly in your mouth and around your mouth area. So careful with that. And they're the best ways that I know to prevent lipstick from feathering, from bleeding, and from getting irritating all day long. The other tip that is worthwhile mentioning is don't over apply lip gloss, because lip gloss is the #1 reason for bleeding and feathering. And I saw a girl, I mention this all the time, I saw a girl on the bus the other day, a woman actually, and the lip gloss was so heavy and it was so thick that it really looked like drool from the corners of the mouth. So when you're using lip gloss, use it sparingly, particularly if you've got fine lines and wrinkles around that mouth area. They will bleed go into those lines and cause havoc, so careful with the lip gloss. And there you go, that's my tips. What are yours? Let me know. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.